Yo, what's up? Check it out. It's your homeboy djelf7, and I guess we have my buddies over there at the where is it? Over in the Tulsi group in Facebook. I just want to shout them out really quick. They shared actually I was wondering what was going to happen with that CPAC thing. So here's actually we have a post right here, and they shared the video. So let's react to it in real time. This is my first time watching this, so let's see what's up. First of all, we see full speech. Our freedom comes from God, not from any other person or government. So right there, one of the big questions is, was she going to turn Republican? I seriously wonder that if that announcement would be made. But already I would think that if that had happened, I think that would be the headline, right? So, no. Okay, interesting. I don't see how this, with a Democrat audience, right? Not sure how she makes that move in there, but maybe she's running independent, I don't know, but I think to a typical Democrat, this would be a big turnoff, right? Not that, like, what game is she playing, right? This is what I'm trying to figure out, right? So, let's check it out.
I am so excited and honored to welcome to the stage tonight at the Conservative Political Action Conference, former U.S. Representative and kick-ass debater against Kamala Harris in the presidential Democratic...
Let's be honest, okay? Tulsi be saying some crazy fire shit. She be saying, like, she also called Elizabeth Warren a fake, indigenous person. That was hilarious. Yo, Tulsi will be saying some wild stuff. For real, yeah? Yo, I like that, though. That's really what I want. Let's see. Tulsi Warren, fake. Did you see fake news? Oh my god. She plagiarized it the next day. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, Nico, come on, man. Hey, Nico. What is it? Indigenous? Oh, this is hilarious. Suing Hillary Clinton. Yo, they were definitely highlights. Like the Kamala Harris thing was definitely a highlight, right? Yeah. And anyways, there was something where she's like called Elizabeth Warren a fake indigenous person and stuff. It was hilarious. Anyway, let's check this out, right? So, conservatives, though, look, I did some campaigning in Democratic areas, and they are already like hating Tulsi really bad.
Nominee debates.
Can she win in the Democrat Party? I really wonder, right? Can she actually win in the Democrat Party? Could she win the general? I think it's vaguely possible. I think that, who knows, right? Well, let's keep watching. Maybe we'll recognize something that will suggest she's going Republican, right? Who knows? It might be bad for her locally, right? I don't really understand what's going on with her situation, but I am wondering, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
How do you only get one delegate in Samoa?
Aloha. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks so much, Larry, and thanks Matt and Mercy, and just thanks all of you for your kind and warm welcome. You are making me feel right at home.
You know what? That smile's starting to kill me, though. You know what I mean? Shit is not funny. But I guess it's kind of like that white shit, you know what I mean? Yo, that kind of manners and stuff. I guess it's just who you are, right? Yeah, whatever.
Before I get started, I just wanted to ask if we could just for a moment and talk about Ukraine and what is going on there.
Okay, I'll be honest. I haven't found this Ukraine thing. I'm too busy with my own stuff, and I really don't trust any news that comes from overseas at all. I really don't. I just being Korean American. I just look at how much the press misses over here, and how the whole thing is fucking portrayed. And I'm just like, yo, this is just the most fucking weird ass shit that I've ever seen in my life. You take people that have starved, like in Ethiopia-like conditions, and then where's the aid going there? They could fucking drop fucking, like, you know, like, food onto the fucking country, but nah. They can't do that, right? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, they've been starving for a long ass time. And there's no humanitarian. They really just don't talk about humanitarian aid to Korea. Anyways. So, right, and then it gets portrayed like some fucking cartoon. Anyways, so Ukraine, I've heard recently that Russia invaded Ukraine or something. Okay. And actually, I'm interested because Tulsi has some military, she still has a position in the military, right? So what she says will probably be the official line, but she's in a position to know more. Also, looking in the background, we can see Florida. I didn't know they were in Florida. Yo, there's this weird internet thing, for real. I don't know if it was CPAC or some other shit, but about some weird ass like floor, like the way it was designed, and how it was like some kind of like crazy like symbol of, like, you know, some craziness. Yeah, that was an insane video. Anyways, Ronald Reagan's in the background, awake but not woke. That's an interesting little theme right there. I would definitely, you know, this seems like a Republican kind of, but just with, what's his name, fucking Reagan there. So, all right, whatever. Let's see. Reagan wasn't even really like it could have been like Eisenhower or someone, right? Like someone with like war experience, right? Like, why is Reagan is he really a conservative? Is he the true hallmark of a conservative for these people? Interesting. I didn't know, right? Yeah. God. Who talked about God more, Bush or Reagan?
I had never been to Eastern Europe until I actually went on my R&R leave for my first deployment in Iraq. Instead of going back to Hawaii, I chose to go to Eastern Europe.
I didn't know about that. I mean, about Africa. All right, let's see. Chose to go to Eastern Europe. Okay. Maybe check it out. Yeah, I want to know what's going on. I get it.
I went to Poland, visited Auschwitz, visited the ghettos in Warsaw, and then I went to Ukraine, and I made some wonderful friends there. People who I became closer to as the years went on, and like so many people who are stuck in Ukraine right now. Many of them are stuck in Kiev, others are trying to make their way to the border with Poland.
When did she do this?
I had never been to Eastern Europe until I actually went on my R&R leave for my first deployment in Iraq. Instead of going back to Hawaii, I chose to go to Eastern Europe. I went to Poland, visited Auschwitz, visited the ghettos in Warsaw, and then I went to
years
Ukraine,
went on.
and I made some wonderful friends there.
Okay, maybe like, but she wasn't in Ukraine, right?
Closer to as the years went on, and like so many people who are stuck.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I thought she said she was in the Ukraine for years.
Many
That's
of them
why.
are stuck in Kiev. Others are trying to make their way to the border with Poland, afraid, worried for their loved ones, their husbands unable to leave, and
I don't know if anybody's been saying this. They probably have been, but that whole entire Hunter Biden shit, like hanging out in the Ukraine, like just before like the election, like that's like now stuff is going on over there. I'm not really, you know, thrilled about, you know, that recent history right there. So she's there in the Ukraine, Eastern Europe. Okay. I could see, trying to understand what's going on. Okay.
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see this tragedy play out. So I just wanted to ask if we could just pause for a moment of silence and send our prayers for their safety, for their well-being.
Okay, that's cool. Oh shit, you know people over there? Yeah, that'll happen to you.
Thank you.
It's wild.
You know, I gotta say, when Matt and I first spoke on the phone about my coming here, we both had a similar reaction to each other, saying, yeah, there's going to probably be some strong thoughts.
I'm going to guess Matt's the organizer or something, right? Yeah? Yeah, this has been a topic for discussion, right?
People were going to share with both of us when they find out that I'm coming here, and we both kind of, I imagined you were nodding, Matt. I was nodding, but we're like, you know what? Bring it on.
Wait, is she promoting the pro-war position? She's unlikely to. Alright? Unlikely to. This is interesting. I would think conservatives like Reagan or Bush would promote war. That's interesting. Let's see what do you think, right? Yo, I'm a little confused right now. Let's see what happens, though. I don't see her going against the anti-war message. We about to find out, though.
And they brought it on. So it wouldn't surprise you to know that on social media and Twitter, the blue check marks started lighting up, and you know, I kind of started to see, coming from the so-called progressives, the usual things coming out saying, Tulsi Gabbard is going to CPAC. She's a traitor.
That's true.
Hillary
I did see that.
Right. Get her out of here. And then I started to see the things coming out from so-called conservatives, mostly directed at Matt, saying, how dare you? Don't you know she's a Democrat? Cancel her, disinvite her, lock the doors, don't let her in.
I didn't get to see that, but it's possible, yeah.
Well, these things can be easy to laugh about sometimes. Unfortunately, this kind of reaction, this kind of tribalism is not limited to social media. It is something that's happening far too often and far too common across our country, where
goddamn right.
one section of our country sticks to our own tribe. We only hang out with and listen to and talk to people who we agree with. And we turn our backs and reject anyone who is not part of that tribe.
Yes.
But this kind of tribalism is dangerous, and it's emblematic of an erosion of a spiritual foundation in this country. It's emblematic of this lack of recognition that we're all God's children, that we are one nation under God, and knowing that inspires us.
Yo, okay, wait a second, okay? So, I'm going to provide some insight from just hanging around Tulsi, straight up, yeah? Now, I was with her in New Hampshire, and I swear to God, that fucking chocolate story, I heard it way the fuck too many times, yeah? Way the fuck too many times. Now, I've seen her earlier in her career, right, yeah? And she was reading off the paper right there. But here she has it all prepared. Either she's winging it, or could be, right? Yeah, or she memorized it and she's going off the script. It's very put together, right? So I feel like it is going off the script. I feel like she prepared it in advance. I feel like she straight up memorized it. What do you think? Put it in the comments below, right? Yeah? I think she straight up memorized the whole thing. I'm not mad at that, right? Yeah? Let's see again. I'm going to rewind a little bit and let's listen to the way she's saying it. Maybe she has a teleprompter. I'm not mad at that either way, right? Yeah? But it's just interesting to look at. I remember that speech from the chocolate speech. I know that she's, honestly, I wish she just spoke from the heart at each one and said, fuck that chocolate speech. I mean, I guess she was trying to make a point with the story, but I've heard that shit too many times.
Let her in. While these things can be easy to laugh about sometimes, unfortunately, this kind of reaction, this kind of tribalism is not limited to social media.
One thing you can study, right, is the way where people look. When they're looking inside, like trying to remember something, it's different sometimes, right? Yeah? This may be just her practice ability to just go with the crowd. We're going to see right now. But she should have some signs of that. Right now, I did not see that last pass.
Is something that's happening far too often and far too common across our country, where one section of our country sticks to our own tribe.
She might straight up be freestyling this shit, for real. Might be a freestyle, right? What do you think, folks? Put in the comments below, right? Yeah, what do you think? Is that a freestyle right there? Honestly, right? She's looking around the audience looking to connect. It doesn't look like she's remembering a script, but it's really well put together. Maybe she just has it down that well. I don't know.
We only hang out with and listen to and talk to people who we agree with. And we turn our backs and reject anyone who is not part of that tribe.
Oh, did she look at some notes? Okay.
But this kind of tribalism is dangerous, and it's emblematic of an erosion
He does have notes.
of a spiritual foundation in this country. It's emblematic of this lack of recognition
Alright, that's how it's done.
that we're all God's children, that we are one nation under God, and knowing
She's been giving speeches for a long ass time. A long ass time, right? Yeah? She should know how to hit the beats and find the spots.
that inspires us. It
There you
inspires
go,
us to
yeah.
look within and find that
Yeah,
fundamental
you've done this thousands of
respect
times. Come on.
and
Yeah.
care that we should have for one another. And so
Alright.
when I came out here, I said aloha because this is what aloha really means.
Yeah, respect to Larry Elger.
Everyone's heard the word aloha. Most people think it means hello and goodbye, but there's a reason why we greet each other with aloha, and it's because of the deeper meaning there where it says, I recognize that we are all children of God, and I come to you with respect. And I
Oh
come
my God,
to
I
you
heard
with
this one before. I
heartfelt
know this one
love, that
already.
No matter where we come from, the color of our skin, our religion, or even our politics,
I know this one already.
we respect each other in that spirit of aloha.
Okay. I need that new shit. What about the Ukraine shit? Come on.
This spirit of aloha is actually what is at the heart of our Declaration of Independence. It is what is the foundation of our Constitution.
I appreciate it, but
We say we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator
I
with
just heard
certain
too many
inalienable
times.
rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our freedom comes from God, not from any other person, not from anyone in government.
okay, so look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. She's a good speaker, but you know, I get she's doing that military stuff, but where are the actions backing up her? She could be organizing, she could be having something going on, right? Some kind of organization. Maybe there is one, right? Yeah. Maybe they're just not working with me. Who knows? Either way. But I just don't see it really doing much. I know her PAC actually supported, what's her name? Nina Turner, right? I think they actually did donate money there. It was quietly done. Interesting as well. Anyways, yeah, now we got Ronald Reagan in the background. I'm not mad at that, but just it was just unexpected. Anyways, you have your stage right here to talk about freedom. Okay, before she's talking about aloha, right? Yeah, it does look like a long. Okay, she's going on for a while. Yeah, this aloha thing. I mean, I'm not mad at the aloha thing, right? You gotta represent your brand, but you're only 5 minutes in. I mean, damn, Ed. Could she talk about it for 5 minutes? Yeah, fuck it. All right.
Our freedom comes from God, and to recognize others as children of God is to appreciate that we belong to God and no one else.
What about the elves?
So naturally, therefore, no one has the right to take away that intrinsic freedom which God has given us. This is the foundation of the social construct of the United States of America. This
Oh,
is
that's
what
cool.
is at
This
the
is new.
foundation of our Constitution.
Oh shit.
And we heard a lot from Glenn tonight about the First Amendment, about free speech, about the Bill of Rights. And our First Amendment, as you well know, says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise
Yo.
thereof or abridging the freedom
Hold
of
on, let me
speech
see that
or
again. Yo,
press.
did they almost come off the rails there?
Appreciate
Oh, let's take a look right
that
there.
we belong to God.
Yo, I saw the struggle
and no
right
one
there.
else.
Interesting.
So naturally, therefore, no one has the right to take away that intrinsic freedom which God has given us.
You remember
This
that?
is the foundation of the social construct of the United States of America. This is what is at the foundation of our Constitution. And you heard a lot from Glenn tonight about the First Amendment, about free speech.
Okay, one way that people actually memorize, right, things for long speeches, actually it's called the memory palace system, where you make a story and then you have like certain places that you can like lock into location. So you're like, I woke up this morning and then on the nightstand the Constitution was there. You know what I mean? I thought it was real weird. So I went to go brush my teeth, but when I hit the sink, right, yeah, then all of a sudden the Bill of Rights popped up. You know what I mean? So I could say like, oh yeah, so I just go back and remember the story, right? So you can actually remember long ass speeches, right? And it's really not as difficult as people might think, right? You know, reading it over and over again millions and millions of times. But also you get better at doing just reading over and over times and then spitting it out on stage, like if you do it over and over again, right? Which can happen. When reading off teleprompters, things like that. So far, the content of it is pretty decent. Let's take a look. I'm sorry, just again the freedom thing. Okay.
This is the foundation of the social construct of the United States of America. This is what is at the foundation of our Constitution. And you heard a lot from Glenn tonight about the First Amendment.
I would actually say that's true. All right. If we look at it from historical perspective, red, white, and blue really comes from the French, right? And that liberty idea and that new age of, Reformation and stuff like that. So, it's true. Wow. Yo, in the background, though, this does look like a Dixie flag, right? A little bit. Whatever. It's wild, Tulsi. What's going on here? Not saying it is, right? Yeah, it could be. Yo, this stage thing, I swear it's a thing. I don't know if it's CPAC, but there's some weird ass. Let me look for it right now. Actually, let me just share it with y'all. CPAC weird stage. CPAC stage. I hope it's not this one stage. What was it called? Conspiracy. Oh my God, yeah, is it a thing? You can't believe the algorithm. I swear to you, there was some kind of weird ass conspiracy with like the stage or something, yeah? CPAC stage. Was it this stage? Stage conspiracy. Whites, you know why? Because white supremacy and, freaking YouTube gets into a freaking hissy fit with it. Let me just kill my video in the algorithm right now. Because I don't even care. No, if you guys know what I'm talking about, then put it in the links below. Because YouTube algorithm said F that, man, we're not showing that to you. It's a thing. Yeah, what happened to my camera? I'm all out of focus. I'm unfocused. Anyways, that's hilarious. Let's oh shit, have I not even been sharing the screen? Fuck. Okay, let's go.
About free speech, about the Bill of Rights. Our First Amendment, as you well know, says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. This foundation of freedom is what makes us who we are as Americans.
Okay, so to tell you the truth, she did actually sue Google, right? So that case was thrown out with prejudice, meaning that, she can't even reintroduce it, right? They're like, fuck you, it's out. So it's she's got some credibility here to talk on this issue.
This foundation of freedom for me is deeply ingrained in who I am, both as a soldier and as an American. That oath.
Crowd is super white. Yo, actually, like, it's kind of sad, think about it, right? Like, just being what I am, an activist and stuff, right? Like, Tulsi would be a great activist because she knows who to talk to. She got the connections, she knows the timings and stuff like that, She could get in there, but she used to, wow, that's not a very well paid position unless you're a freaking lobbyist. The lobbies, yeah, it's just ugly, yeah. And then to be, like, working in that realm before you was the I mean, people do it, right? But they do it for the money, so. If you do it for the right causes, it's gonna be, people are gonna be laughing. It's gonna be a sad thing. But I would respect it.
That oath that I took to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, is
Okay.
one that is seared into my heart.
Was it Reagan? I think Reagan was like banning things. I don't know. Maybe not, right? I think that my era during the 80s when Reagan was president, we had like G.I. Joe and Transformers and stuff. I think nowadays the kids do not get to have like toys with guns and all that stuff running around, right? So maybe it was more lax, but it also felt like it maybe wasn't. Is conservatives really about free speech? I don't know. I thought that they were like a lot of times like against video games and stuff and for family values. That usually meant like not like free speech to me. Let's go on anyways. Hey look, she has a stage now and they let her speak, right? For CPAC, and she's talking about freedoms. Okay. Hey, rock that stage. I mean, that's actually good, right? She's actually getting attention for this. I think it was, it's a good move. And to make conservatives listen to this message, I mean, about liberty. Shit, alright. I agree with that. Liberty is important right now. In this fucking censorship era.
Now, I know we have many veterans here in the hall tonight, many who are watching from home, those of you who have worn or still wear the uniform. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how serious we take this oath.
One didn't make it.
And like the many great Americans that we've had the privilege of serving alongside, the great Americans who have come before us, upon whose shoulders we stand, we are united in this unwavering commitment to freedom. We recognize that while we may disagree with what you say, we are willing to lay our lives down to defend your right to say it.
Whoa. Okay, we're going to lay our lives down. How are you classifying this conflict in Ukraine? Are you going to talk about it?
That is freedom.
Okay. Seems a little bit quieter now. I think, right, because it could go towards supporting the war, right? Is that Kyle Rittenhouse, by the way? That boy in the front? I don't think so. Let's see.
And that's the core of who we are as a nation. It is what...
What does Biden want to do? Does Biden want to go to war? Is Biden going to war with Ukraine? With Russia? I don't think is he? I don't know. Oh, let's see. Gas prices are likely to rise. What the fuck? So I'm guessing no, right? Okay. We're not fighting Russia. Okay. So we're not. So I would think that the Republicans would want to fight Russia. So I would think that they would be down, right? Let's see, right? Maybe they're not down to fight Russia. That would be good. Oh, Trump just said fuck the wars, right? So that's good then. Okay. Interesting. I think it's interesting.
Makes our country that shining city on the hill. So as long as we're committed to this foundation of freedom that's enshrined in our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, we can recognize our differences and work together based on that common ground.
All right.
Coming from that common foundation.
Yo, I could
of
get
freedom,
down with that for real, right? Yeah. There's a lot. Yo, honestly, some Trump people are funny as hell. Y'all want to call them racists and stuff. Maybe some of them are, but some of y'all are too for real, yeah? You need to shut the fuck up, for real. Y'all are the worst ones against Asian Americans. I get why Asian Americans are Republicans, for real. Yeah. That woke shit hurts us real bad. It's disgusting.
We can overcome the great obstacles and challenges that we face. But if we are not committed to this freedom that is so clearly spelled out in the Bill of Rights, we are doomed to fail as a country. Unfortunately, we have too many Americans, including leaders in positions of great power in our country, who are not at all committed to upholding the Constitution. We have many Americans who don't even know what the Bill of Rights are. They think free speech is something that should only be left to those who agree with them, saying, hey, if you know what, if you're...
You're goddamn right. Yeah, what up, yo? Yo, I definitely am for this message right here. I mean, yo, you gotta admit it. When she's on the mic, she kill it, you know what I mean? She's fucking one of the best on the mic in the game. Can't fucking deny. Yo, anyways, yeah. Look, I know there's critics of Tulsi, and you guys, I can't fucking say you're wrong. Right? My friend who's fucking coming from Africa getting all fucked up. Hey, look, I'm from Asia all fucked up, yeah. I get it, you know what I mean? Could use her more saying a little bit more stuff on that. Like maybe a lot more, yeah? Or just, come on. I get the bitterness there. But, you know, she's a soldier too, so it's part of the fucking job. I'm not, maybe you say it's dismissing it, it really is, right? I get that. Motherfuckers are dead. I'm not happy about it. But that's what a soldier is. It's fucked up.
If your speech offends me or if it offends anyone, then you should not be allowed to say it. This is where we are as a country.
Right now, actually, just to let you guys know, the UPA, which is an organization that I've been promoting, okay, they got their struggle going on. I'm not saying that it's fucking has an easy time. Honestly, I feel like it's on the fucking ropes. They need some help. You guys need to fucking come help out. I'm not about electoral politics. It's not about electoral politics, you shits. Right? Yeah? It's because about electoral politics because you say it is. You could make it into something else, right? You could make it into a community organization. You could make it into a co-op. You could do whatever the fuck you want with it, yeah? But the thing is, you just don't want to do shit. So you just make up a reason, yeah? If you don't like it being electoral, then fucking make it not electoral, right? You could force something else. You could do what the fuck you want. What you want to do is not do something. Anyways, this free speech shit she talking about, right? Us not working together. The right wing people, the Trump people, if y'all hang out with them, which I do as well, they're funny as fuck. But they are. Not necessarily in a bad way too, but they I'm not saying they're perfect either, but yo, they aight, for real. Just because they believe something else politically, right? Yeah. I'm not saying they don't have any points at all. Maybe people are gonna fucking be horrified, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, y'all be doing some straight up racist, horrible shit to my peoples. The worst. Fuck out of here, yeah. Look, either way, yeah. If we could work together, you're goddamn right, yeah. What are we fighting for? We need to think about that.
We have too many people in positions of power whose foremost responsibility is to protect our freedoms and uphold our God-given rights, and yet they are the ones who are actually trying to take these rights away from us.
Word up. That's actually a big reason why I'm supporting the libertarians right now. Because this is freaking a big problem. And I would actually even say this free speech to a certain extent is right to repair. Yeah, to me, right to repair is to a certain extent free speech, right? Your ability to express yourself upon the world. Yo, for real. It's getting like way out of hand.
This is the biggest threat to our country. It is not coming from some foreign country. It is coming from power elite here at home and their co-conspirators in the mainstream media and the security state who are working to undermine our freedoms from within. Now, just the latest strategy and tactic that they're using is...
Okay, so now I feel like a little bit more understanding of the aloha stuff in the beginning, right? Because these are some fighting words. Let's see what's up, though. I want that fight, yeah? But what are you talking about it, Tulsi? What you gonna do to back it up? Yeah? I mean, it's significant talking about it, right? But are there people working in the field that, is there some project that could be, what is going, are we just all supposed to individually think about this and, move things forward, I guess? I guess that's what I'm doing, fuck it.
To try to undermine our free speech by taking it upon themselves to say they've got the responsibility to protect us from so-called misinformation.
Or disinformation.
So basically they're saying that they're going to protect us from that which they claim is not true. The notion that we must just blindly accept and follow as truth, that which the government or those in power tells us is true,
is not going to be
goes against the very essence of our Constitution and Bill of Rights. This was created as a resounding rejection of the reign of kings and churches and authorities.
I'm with that
There's
message.
a reason the
I really am.
preamble of the Constitution begins with, "We the people." There's a reason our Declaration of
Where are the
Independence
people
says
at,
that
Tulsi?
to secure these rights, governments are instituted among
But
men,
I do agree. I'm getting a big
deriving
kick
their
out of
just
this.
powers from the consent of the governed. Why is it important that we say these words? Why is it important that we
do
remember
these
them,
things?
that we actually
saying
understand
it.
why
Yeah,
they
do
serve
it.
as the bedrock of this country? The reason why it's important is because in defiance of the Constitution, we now have leaders in our government working with their mouthpieces in the mainstream media and big tech, doing exactly what our founders rejected.
Yo, if you let the algorithm determine how you make
They're
your content,
doing so backed by the most lethal force on earth,
you're letting big tech
as they
control
appoint
you.
themselves as the sole authority and voice of truth, of information. They get to decide what is true and what is false. They get to decide what is information or misinformation.
Yeah, this is a big problem.
And they expect we the people to just blindly accept and follow. This is where we're at today. It is in direct opposition to the Constitution that the power elite is actively suppressing
Go pass the
voices,
Patriot Act.
opinions, and information that they don't like. That those who dare to even question the authority are accused of spreading misinformation and are therefore targeted and smeared and canceled and silenced.
That's me.
We've seen
That
their
is me.
playbook over and over again.
That's me.
Discredit and censor anyone who challenges them. Why? Because they know that their propaganda will not hold up to scrutiny. That rather than engage in debate on substance, or even answer very simple questions about their policies, they instead immediately resort to smears and name-calling.
I do.
I'm sure you've heard them all before.
That is a big hit
I
with
certainly
me,
have.
those lines, because I definitely
Like
feel
today.
that in my own life.
Tito's got his hand raised. Russian asset, white supremacist, bigot, racist, extremist, traitor.
All that. I think I've hit every...
But what's even more dangerous than
Wait.
this threat of being canceled
Wait, have I been
is
called all this? I'm thinking again.
really resort to
Hear that
smears
again.
and name-calling.
You gotta hear that again.
I'm sure you've heard them all before. I certainly have. Like today.
Today.
Tito's got his hand raised.
Today. Yo, I know that feeling.
Russian
I know the
asset,
feeling.
white supremacist,
Didn't get that today.
bigot, racist,
Bigot, racist,
extremist,
yeah.
traitor.
Traitor, yeah. Traitor. Oh, that sucks. You're a veteran. They call you a
But
traitor.
what's even more dangerous
Yo,
than
that's insane,
the
right?
threat of being canceled
Motherfucker
is
never did anything.
the federal government
They call you
wielding
a
its
traitor.
power and might to punish those who dare to question or disagree
get
with
that.
them and their policies. I'll give you one example. If you go on dhs.gov, you'll find Biden's Department of Homeland Security summarizes the 3 factors that led them to declare that we are in a heightened state of a domestic terrorism threat. The first of those 3 factors is, quote, the proliferation of false or misleading narratives which sow discord or undermine public trust in U.S. government institutions.
It seems real problematic.
I want to read that again because it's important. The proliferation of false or misleading narratives which sow discord or undermine public trust in U.S. government institutions. Number one factor. If you replace the word U.S. government with the word church, we can see how those in power see themselves as the high priests in a secular theocracy. This explains why they see those who disagree with them as heretics.
Yeah.
And so it's not surprising that those who reject their leadership or views, these are the people who are targeted by Biden's attorney general as domestic terrorists, simply for holding anti-authority views.
This is actually an interesting discussion that I was having last night with my friends on the Yellow Brick Road Discord. Just want to shout them out right quick. Now, when you look at these views, right, that they're talking about over here, like being a theocracy and stuff like that, we know that from Tulsi's background, they say that she's like in a sect or cult or whatever, blah, 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 right? Yeah. Now, I actually was Seventh-day Adventist, right, which I think was actually a good experience because they took their religion pretty seriously, and you could have intellectual discussions with people who actually really believed in what they were talking about, and, you know, they would, I know some of their positions are considered, you know, whole Christianity is kind of out there, right? Yeah. Dude died. Your God killed his own son. Like, it's pretty out there, right? Yeah, but I'm Christian. I have no problem saying it, right? Anyways. But when she's talking about theocracy, she doesn't mean like someone who's really touched by, you know, or inspired by, you know, some divinity or spiritual deep belief, but kind of like, you know, this kind of ultimate authority of life or death type of shit, which is really what they do have, the this type of you know, mindset. But one thing, so I was getting back to what we were talking about, the Yellow Brick Road. What we're talking about is Jimmy Dore. And if you take a look, right, once someone becomes super powerful, they will actually become surrounded by people who have plots on their money, and people that, you know, are honestly making money off of the fact that this person makes money, right? Their connection allows them to, in some way, either right by providing services to the person directly or just by being around, you know, a certain crowd, right, being able to access that market is worth money, straight up. And they become targeted, and it's not fair to them, and these people surround them, and what happens is that, right, it becomes, because people are always trying to go after them for the money constantly, they become guarded, and they form an echo chamber. And what she was talking about here, where they become, people who say things against them become heretics. So notice that everything that happened against MPP, right? Yeah, if you went against Nick Brana, you became a heretic, and it really did become a cult-like situation with Nick Brana, right? Just shedding off an increasing number of people talking about abusive behavior. I mean, unfortunately, and it's something that surrounds celebrity. So that's why it's good for us to, while we can appreciate, right, people who are inspirational, right, people who do, you know, when Tulsi hits the mic, she says some thought-provoking things, and I know there's other criticisms of her, but, you know, she gave us some highlight moments, right, that Kamala Harris stuff, and Elizabeth Warren, you know, she's definitely entertaining at minimum, she's a good watch. Yeah, I get the criticisms, but I'm always willing to listen. Let's see. So far, I think she's doing a great job here, right? Yeah, it's interesting to see this on this stage. But is fucking CNN gonna cover this if she does this the normal way? She's got to do outlandish shit for people to still pay attention. So, on that fucking note, goddamn, you don't have a lot going for you. Like, 6,000 views. This is okay. I mean, I guess it's not really hitting. I think she generated quite a bit of press about it.
Basically, what they're telling us is you are an enemy of the state if you dare to oppose or even question the president, his administration, or his policies. Shut up, step back, fall in line, or we're coming after you. This isn't some theory. This is reality. And this is a reality we're seeing play out in Canada.
She still has time to, I think, let's take a look, yeah? Does she have time to make a run in Hawaii? I don't think, honestly, she should, right? Yeah? Not as a criticism, I just don't know if I know the establishment, right? They were able to keep you to one fucking vote in Samoa. That's not even Hawaii, that's Samoa. Like, elections 22. I think the governor's race is coming up, right? Yeah, as well. She could go for that, but I don't think she is, because she usually declares early. So I think she will probably have already thought about her position in that, and if she's doing that. Let's take a look at what's coming up anyways. Governor could go for that. Is there any, like, Senate or anything like that? I think also Senate would be a good choice, right? If it's winnable. They're gonna pull out everything. They're gonna go super dirty. You gotta know you have that sewed up. I don't know. What the easy? Okay, current members. Okay, so there's nothing going on here, yeah? There's no Senate office until 2025. Okay. So, you know, whatever. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's go back to this speech right here, yeah? I don't think she's running for any office anytime soon, so. Okay.
As we speak. We have the autocratic leader in Canada who's resorted to genuinely authoritarian and tyrannical.
Whoa, autocratic leader in Canada, so. Calling it out, that's a border right there. Okay. Hey, but respect though, alright.
Means to suppress a peaceful mass protest against the
I did
power.
hear about some of those things. I did hear about, I was like, what? I think that they were like closing bank accounts and doing all kinds of weird stuff to them.
We're elite there. Everything that we see happening up north, everything from the execution of emergency powers, to the freezing of bank accounts, the seizure of children from parents, the destruction of livelihoods and small businesses, all of these things could happen here.
I think they're fucking scheduled to.
So the question I ask myself in confronting all this is, what are they so afraid of? Who are they afraid of? You know the answer. It's simple. They're afraid of us. They're afraid of a free people. They're afraid of a free society. I've got to believe that Thomas Jefferson was thinking about these cowardly, fearful leaders when he said they prefer the calm of despotism to the boisterous sea of liberty. They're afraid of the freedom that empowers each and every one of us to seek the truth, to speak freely, to question their decisions and their authority. They're afraid of losing power, knowing full well the intent of our founders when they wrote in the Declaration of Independence that governments are instituted among men.
I mean, right now I have to say that, you know, I just couldn't agree more. Like, I didn't know what to expect here. I think that this is a very important message, and I'm very happy she's saying it. We'll see how the press reacts to it, right?
Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, and that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute a new government
Well, good luck with that.
A government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Where's that government at, Tulsi? Where that?
This
Where's
is
it at?
what scares them.
So do it.
And this is what empowers us.
Sounds good.
So I want to ask you, join me in pausing for a second as we step into an alternate universe. One where our leaders actually took their oath of office to the Constitution.
Wait a minute, what's gonna happen with Ukraine? I hope she says something about Ukraine, for real. Yeah? She started off with that. She teased that for a second, right? Yeah, what you gonna do about that?
Seriously. One where they really cared about us and our security and our freedom. If we were living in this world, they would shut down secret FISA courts and stop three-letter agencies like the NSA, FBI, and CIA from illegally spying on Americans. They would denounce the Attorney General of the United States for his disgraceful attacks on American parents like those from Loudoun County and across the country who are concerned for their children's education. I got to say,
Loudoun County. What is that, Loudoun County? So she's in Florida, right? Interesting. Making call-outs. Actually, there's a race going on. There's a couple races going on in Florida, right? What is that? County? Public. Oh, interesting. A Republican member is already saying it? Interesting to learn things. What did happen there? Domestic terrorist? What? Sexual assault? Are they talking about Nick Browning here? Sexual assault ignited political firestorm after someone was branded a domestic terrorist. Mass policies and critical race theory? What the weirdness? What the? I don't know what happened. This pretty lively. Okay. Wealthy county outside D.C. No, she's in Florida, right? What is going on? Okay. That crowd did look kind of wealthy, though, right? Let's see what's going on here again.
One where they really cared about us and our security and our freedom.
Yeah.
If we were living in this world, they would shut down secret FISA courts and stop three-letter agencies like the NSA, FBI, and CIA from illegally spying on Americans.
Well, they have that Patriot Act now that they never fucking ended.
They would denounce the Attorney General of the United States for his disgraceful attacks on American parents like those from Loudoun County and across the country who are concerned for their children's education.
Okay, go with the Attorney General. Why not? Fuck it.
I got to say a quick hello to the parents here. I've had the privilege of spending some time with the amazing parents from across the country and parents defending education, many of whom have never been involved in politics before.
I'm guessing they're actually
but
near
now
DC.
they are in the trenches,
Loudoun
standing up
County?
and fighting for their kids.
But where's Florida?
Fighting against boards of education and politicians who believe that parents don't have the right to raise their own children. In this different world, our leaders would haul James
I think I see
Clapper
what's going
before a
on here.
judge to answer for his lies to Congress about how the government's collecting information from all of our phone records. And they would support the Durham investigation into Clinton corruption in 2016 and beyond and make sure that those responsible are held accountable.
Okay. Oh, the Clinton corruption? I'll go after Clinton.
But this isn't the world we live in. They're not going to do this. Instead, they're doubling down and they're cracking down. This power elite operation to crush freedom of speech is the enemy attack from within. And it threatens the very core of our democratic republic. It's a complete betrayal of the vision that our founders had for this country, and it is a direct attack on the mission laid out in the Declaration of Independence.
She's saying it pretty strong, right? Yeah. She knows how to say it, so it sounds good. She says it like fighting. That's the way I like it, yeah. what you gonna do about it? I mean, you know, I guess this is it's making this
World
on
we
the
live in.
stage. I think is pretty significant.
They're not going to do this. Instead, they're doubling down and they're cracking down. This power elite operation to crush freedom of speech is the enemy attack from within.
I don't know what happened over there though. I would want to see more. I see little things here about this critical race theory thing, transgender. I mean, dragged out of woke school. I mean, if he's doing like yelling racist stuff, his daughter was raped by a boy in a skirt. Well, how did that happen? Did that was there really a rape thing? I don't know. This is wild. The thing is that right, Tulsi's not really doing well with the trans crowd, and this is not gonna fucking help. Let's see what's going on here. Oh wait, he assaulting a second girl? What did he do? Yeah. Yikes. Okay, this is a tough decision here. I think he should have the right to speak. I think that you don't have to agree with it. I understand why people would want to have him removed. I get that, yeah. I do get that. I do think that, if he's a victim here, right? He says his daughter was sexually assaulted, right? People can choose to believe that or not believe that, but that accusation is a serious accusation, and we need to. He thinks a certain thing, and I think in this case, the seriousness of the allegation. I also understand that being trans, right? That there's a concern for the. I don't know, right? Yeah, this is just what I'm reading off this fucking thing. Maybe this thing got it Daily Mail. Maybe they got it right. Maybe I don't know what the fuck this is. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sure this is a real thing for Mr. Scott Smith, or if that's even really what's going on there, right? I have no fucking idea. I don't trust none of this shit. I guess Tulsi's down there working on it or something.
And it threatens the very core of our democratic republic. It's a complete betrayal of the vision that our founders had for this country, and it is a direct attack on the mission.
Out of all the places you could choose, right? Yeah, for free speech, because it's not like this is the only one. She is out there for Assange as well, so there's some consistency there. I mean, maybe just this is the way that you can make the news, like, cover you, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely see, like, where people would, gotta say what, you know what I mean? What? Well, I choose this one. I also, like, that last thing that happened as you left, as she left, Congress, right? What was that? Like, the anti-trans bill, I guess you could call it. That was kind of, I wondered if that was something that the House did themselves, or if right now that she does this, was that something she chose to do to end her legacy? It was a very strange piece of legislation to end her note on, to me. Very strange.
Laid out in the Declaration of Independence, where instead of a government ordained to secure these rights, we now face a government determined to take them away. This is not hyperbole. Think about the impact of this from a practical perspective. How can we vote, let's say, to choose a president when we do not have the freedom to actively participate in the marketplace of ideas? We don't have the freedom to share our opinion, to listen to other perspectives, to ask questions, to challenge the establishment narrative, and then assess, consider our
So, okay, so the whole, the Loudoun County thing, like, got my mind reeling just a little bit, right? In some way, I respect her for calling out that crowd, because I know that's, they're probably looking for support, and it's easy to just fucking dump them behind and say, you're too controversial, you're on your own, fuck you, goodbye. To really, sometimes people just need a champion, yeah, but in this case, I just have to say that I'm just not really thrilled about what I read surrounding this whole situation. He was thrown. If there's a guy thrown out of a courtroom, I mean, maybe, right? She started with Ukraine. I still want to know what's going on with Ukraine, considering her position with anti-war and stuff like that. But being a veteran, but with the this whole speech talking about freedom, right? The freedom to potentially, right? There's some, I think, more open and shut cases that might be easy to work on, right? I respect taking a difficult fight, but this is potentially the freedom to be bigoted, right? I mean, potentially. I just think that's in the. Maybe she went there and she's sure it's not, right? But potentially, I don't know. But unfortunately, yeah, it muddies the waters here. I'm not familiar with this case.
options and make our own informed decisions about who we want to take on that awesome responsibility and serve this country as Commander-in-Chief. We can't do this as long as we live in a society that's filled with
Commander-in-Chief, that's president. Wait a second, right? That race is over. Wait, does that mean anything about being president? Wait a second. Let's check that out again.
hyperbole. Think about the impact of this from a practical perspective. How can we vote, let's say, to choose a president when we do not have the freedom to actively participate in the marketplace of ideas?
That's fair.
We don't have the freedom to share our opinion, to listen to other perspectives, to ask questions, to challenge the establishment narrative, and then assess, consider our options, and make our own informed decisions about.
Honestly though, I mean, I know it's kind of a crazy stage right here, but just in combination, right, with her last piece of legislation, that's just where it makes. Otherwise, I would, maybe even just say she's doing it to. Maybe it still is, right? Who knows? But that congruence is. We'll see what her next move is, right? Yeah, but it's starting to establish a pattern. Let's see if that continues. Anyways, okay. So, but as in terms of the free speech thing and the control with like Google and stuff controlling what we can think and the algorithm, she's absolutely. I'm very concerned about that.
Who we want to take on that awesome responsibility and serve this country as Commander-in-Chief. We can't do this as long as we live in a society that's filled with intimidation and fear of being targeted, of being canceled, being intimidated into self-censoring just because we don't want to lose our jobs so that we can provide for our families. And this is the point.
They ain't scaring me. Well, they should have though. I should have been scared.
What makes it even worse is they're saying they're doing it for us.
Yeah.
They're saying that they want to protect us people from being exposed to misinformation, which really reveals how they actually feel about us.
Nothing trickles down.
How little they respect the American
think we're stupid.
people. And what they're saying is, you know what?
You're too stupid.
You're too stupid to think for yourself, to
I didn't
discern
even
for
see it.
yourself,
I know
to
that,
make your own decisions. So big government knows better for you than you do for yourself. This is authoritarianism. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm with that message.
This is authoritarianism. It is not freedom. It is not a democratic republic. And by rejecting our Bill of Rights, they have rejected our Constitution and therefore are the greatest threat to our republic. And therein lies the hypocrisy. of the Biden-Clinton neocon neolib establishment foreign policy, of misusing our military men and women by sending them out to be the policemen of the world,
There you go.
overthrowing dictators we don't like while turning a blind eye to the ones that we do,
There you go.
all in the name of spreading democracy and defeating autocracy.
Like in
But they're
Africa, I
hypocrites.
know.
They proclaim that we must go to war to spread democracy and freedom while they actively work to undermine our democratic republic and our freedoms right here at home. And they use crises, emergencies, times of war, whether it's a cold war or a hot war, to embolden the security state and infringe on our liberties and rights. We saw it with the Patriot Act. We saw it with COVID. We're seeing it happening now in the name of democracy, as again our government works with big tech to censor misinformation about what's going on with Russia's war with Ukraine.
No, yeah, it's a big problem. That's why I don't trust none of the information,
Once
straight
our
up.
rights are taken away,
Yo, you heard what I said at the beginning of the program, right? Yeah, I was straight up like, all that Ukraine stuff, like, I just don't believe any of it. Like, yo, right there. You know what I mean? Like, Tulsi does speak, right? I know there's criticisms out there, but she does definitely speak to my concerns on these particular issues. Like, she fucking hit it. You know what I mean? Is she fucking... Maybe she is with other people, yeah? I heard she worked with that guy Matt Hall. That guy's fucking pretty cool.
government does not willingly give them back. So what do? Each of us in our own way and together must take a stand to protect our freedoms and rights, make our voices heard, hold our leaders accountable, force our leaders in Washington to take their oaths to uphold the Constitution to heart and take action.
I hold everybody accountable. Yeah? What up, Nick Brana? Yeah, I ain't done with you, Jimmy Dore. Telling you, man, you caused this situation with MPP, man. 5 generations. Let the victimization end.
Pass legislation that restores and protects our freedoms and liberties. I tell you, I served in Congress for 8 years. Right now, there are too many Democrats and Republicans, some who you might have heard from this week, who talk a good game about civil liberties, but when it comes time to
Yeah. You gotta love it, right? Yeah, she just called the Democrats and Republicans, said fuck you, and some of them here this week. You know what I mean? Yo. That's why I'm a Tulsi Gabbard fan. I got it. Like, all y'all haters, I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong for whatever you're saying, but goddamn, you know what I mean? Yo, no fear. Just fucking go in. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Yo. For real. Like, that's what I like. You know what I mean? Yo, let's hear that one more time, because that shit was fucking kicking.
our voices heard, hold our leaders accountable, force our leaders in Washington to take their oaths to uphold the Constitution to heart and take action. Pass legislation
that's what I'm
that
doing.
restores and
I'm
protects
telling
our
that to
freedoms
you.
and liberties.
What up?
I tell you, I served in Congress for 8 years.
You're done now. You preserve your time.
Right now, there are too many Democrats and Republicans, some who you might have heard from this week, who talk a good game about civil liberties, but when it comes time to cast that vote on things like getting rid of secret FISA courts and protecting our Fourth Amendment rights to privacy, they vote on the side of the power elite and against liberty.
Oh. Tell them. Oh. There's a little bit less clapping now. Oh, too bad. Yo, come on.
As we look forward, we can take heart in knowing that our path will be lit by the fire of freedom that burns brightly in the hearts of Americans in every community, every home,
clapping.
every church, every classroom, all across this country, in small towns and in big cities, where we have decided that we belong to no one but God. We are not subjects or slaves of those who govern.
What's up,
And
Pat?
by God's grace, we are free. And we will fight to remain free.
Yo, I like that, honestly. Yo, and honestly, she's not reading off the paper. I definitely felt like that was, it seems like prepared. It's good enough to be prepared. And I think she did a great job. Fuck, you know what I mean? Yo, there's some weird shit about this though. Yeah, that looting shit is weird though.
Thank you so much for having me here today. May God bless you. May God bless America. Aloha. Thank you.
Well, there was a lot of questions about how that was going to turn out, right? Like, was she going to go Republican? I really thought, coming into this, that she might actually just straight go Republican, straight up. So, yeah. Hey, let's put a comment down here so you guys can help find my Shazant, okay? djelf7, what up? djelf7.com, baby. Says, what's up? I like the video. Speech was great. Speech was good. But the connection to Ludin was confused. Well, they need, right, you're gonna show up and be there and not shout them out. I just can't say anything, yeah? Like, I've done shows and shit too. You don't have to, yeah? But I respect you standing up for the controversial one that nobody else will stand up for. But still, like, it's just the potential to be promoting what's potentially a biased situation. And especially around this topic with the trans thing, which you know already kind of like... Look, sometimes those people, right, like, their lives become very hard for that decision. I'm not saying that, you know, they're all cool, right? Yeah, they got every community has problems and has their wild ones and crazy ones. That's the ones you notice, right? But I mean, yeah, I'm not like out there trying to do that shit. But anyways, what the fuck was I gonna say? Okay, so no doubt, I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in. Yeah, interesting. All right, thanks again. I hope you enjoyed.